Discover your essence, unveiling the love inside of you. In this video, we are going to uncover the mysteries of your essence and harness its transformative power. In this video, you're going to learn more about your very own essence through the lens of parts work. To recap, your inner world is made up of an entire ecosystem of different parts, and every part of you is trying to meet your needs. And if you want to learn more about parts work, check out this video I made. It'll tell you everything you need to know to get started. But your parts aren't all there is to you in there. You also have your essence. So in your inner world, you have your parts plus your essence, which I also love to call the love inside of you. Many other people call it their center or their inner leader. Christians might call it the Holy Spirit. Buddhists might call it the empty space that is so full. And New Age spiritualists might call it, source energy or your highest self. The internal family systems modality, which is the organization that is currently pioneering parts work in modern psychology, calls it your capital S self. And it really doesn't matter what you call your essence, because there are so many different traditions that describe this phenomenon differently, and none of them are right or wrong. As you watch this video and learn more about the qualities of your very own essence, I encourage you to find a name for your essence that works best for you. The number one goal of parts work is to help your parts experience more of the love of your essence and be able to call upon the incredible wisdom that your essence holds, so your parts don't have to go through this crazy life all on their own. Your essence is here to help. Without a connection to your essence, your inner world, your parts in there, can get some real Lord of the Flies vibes going on. But with a strong connection to your essence, your experience of life can change dramatically. You'll often catch yourself smiling for no reason and thinking things like, I did not know it got to feel this good to be me. Let's talk about the more modern discovery of the essence. So Dick Schwartz is the family therapist who founded the internal family systems parts work model based on the actual data he received from his clients. In his therapy practice, he discovered the capital S self, or the essence, almost on accident. As he worked with helping the parts of his clients create more and more internal spaciousness, what always seemed to come forth was this curious, calm, compassionate energy. And he'd ask his clients, like, what part of you is this that's so curious and calm and compassionate? And they'd be like, I don't know exactly. It just feels like me. So that's why the IFS modality calls it your capital S self, because it just feels like you. It feels like who you naturally are. And to Dick's amazement, everyone had this essence inside of them that came out once their parts created enough space for it too. So even folks who, given their trauma history, should not have had the ability to access so much love inside of them, they were able to access the love inside of them, their capital S self, their essence, when their parts were willing to step back. So everyone has an essence, even and especially you. Now we're going to dive into some characteristics about your essence. But first, I want to preface the rest of this video by saying there is so much about your essence that will just remain a great big old mystery. So as I share these characteristics of your essence, it is not to tell you the right thing to believe about your essence or even the right way to experience your essence. Everything I share here is meant to deepen you, to deepen your experience of the love inside of you, because that's when healing happens, when love and your vulnerability meet. And in this video, I'm going to talk more about your essence in terms of how the internal family systems methodology holds the conversation around it, because I find it to be a very rich and practical resource. But I'm also going to share my own thoughts and opinions that I've gathered through my own coaching practice and healing journey. One thing that's really important to know about your essence is that it cannot be damaged or destroyed. Regardless of what you've been through, your essence remains whole and intact. Trauma affects our parts, that's for sure, but it doesn't diminish our essence in any way. Our essence is sturdy, pure, and love itself. Another characteristic of your essence is that it is a healing force that transforms and heals your wounded parts. Your parts heal through love, and your essence supports your parts in releasing their burdens of their emotional pain and negative beliefs. Your essence doesn't have an agenda for your parts other than to love them exactly where they are. Your essence just wants to love your parts and to let them know that they don't have to feel all of this alone anymore. And your essence isn't God. It doesn't need you to perform for it or be good for it or prove anything to it. It just wants to love you exactly where you are right now. Another aspect of your essence is that it is wise and it has the answers. You have the answers inside of you because you have your essence inside of you. Your essence completely understands your inner experience and life story because it has been there with you. It has a compassionate lens that allows you to understand others deeply as well. Your essence is there to provide guidance and support to your parts in any situation, and it always knows the path forward. But one thing I want to say about that is one common misconception is that our essence will always tell us what to do next. Sometimes Sometimes our essence gives us a clear knowing about what the next action to take is, but most often our essence first tries to inform us of how we need to be differently. For instance, if we are feeling frantic, we might come to our essence wanting to know what we need to do to get out of that state or to get safe again. But our essence knows that any action taken from that frantic state will often just perpetuate more of the franticness, right? So instead of instructing us with an action, our essence gives us clues of how we can find more calm and clarity by saying things like, I'm here with you. Even here you are loved. Even here you are worthy. You can trust yourself. You are so supported. You can't fuck this up if you tried. My essence loves to tell me that. So our parts can take this advice as like weak or unrealistic, but if they are able to trust what your essence is saying and let it soften them, your parts begin to both feel more calm and the next action to take becomes obvious from that calm state. In your inner world, your essence is like light in the sense that light sometimes behaves like a particle and sometimes it behaves like a wave depending on the nature and conditions of the experience. So sometimes your essence feels like it's its own being in your inner world, while other times it feels like more of an energy, just like a permeating feeling of calm and peace and connection. Your essence is like the 5-dimensional energy within you, while your parts are like the 3D human energy. Your essence helps you expand your consciousness, and your parts help your essence engage and participate in this 3-dimensional world that we're living in. They both need each other. They dance together. Essence isn't trying to get rid of our parts. It is on this journey with them. It's here to love us. And this is where the conversation of spirituality and like healing can get really derailed when we get so focused on trying to get rid of our parts and try to get to a point where we are only experiencing our essence. Like that has never been the point. That's never been the point. The point is to help our parts and our essence hold hands. Our essence is here to be the sturdy inner foundation that we need for our parts to feel safe to take the risk of fully living. And now we're going to talk about the 8 C's and 5 P's of your essence. So the internal family systems modality talks about the 8 C's of essence energy, which I find super helpful and practical. So let's go over them. The first is curiosity, which is a willingness to explore and learn about yourself without judgment. The second is calmness, an ability to remain calm and centered even in the face of difficult emotions. Another one is clarity, having a clear understanding of what is currently happening as well as what needs to happen next. Compassion is another one, which is a kind and benevolent attitude toward your parts and toward other people. Confidence is another element of your essence, which is a sense of self-assurance just because you are you, exactly as you are. Another one is creativity, which is a willingness to find new solutions to problems and then also to let the life inside of you express itself without perfectionism. Courage is another one, which is the ability to face difficult emotions and situations with resilience. And connectedness is the last one, which is a sense of connection and belonging to yourself, others, and the world around you. Internal family systems also talks about the 5 P's of essence energy. Those are presence, which is an ability to be fully present and aware in the moment. There's power, which is a sense of personal power and agency. Perspective, an ability to step back and tell a more helpful story about past, present, and future circumstances. And playfulness, which is a willingness to engage in activities that bring joy and creativity. Playfulness can also be the ability to engage with others in a way that brings joy and connection. And the last P is purpose, which is a deep connection to the meaningfulness of your life and experiences. The reason why I find these 8 C's and 5 P's to be extremely helpful and practical is because when you're feeling overwhelmed or when you're in shutdown, you can look at this list of essence qualities and ask yourself a couple of questions. What essence quality do I need most right now? What essence quality is most accessible to me right now? And what is the easiest path to letting these essence qualities emerge in this moment? Or what is the easiest path to letting these essence qualities meet me in this moment? So now let's ask the question that everybody's wondering. How do you experience more of your essence? The process of experiencing more of your essence is not about like going out and finding it or mustering something up. Rather, it's a process of subtraction. It's a process of allowing yourself to be found by these qualities, of making space for these qualities to emerge. These qualities are always present inside of you because your essence is always present inside of you. You can think of your essence like the sun. Like just because the clouds roll in doesn't mean the sun doesn't exist anymore. And the sun will shine with more strength when the clouds part and give it more space in the sky, right? That's what it's like when we want to experience more of our essence. Experiencing more of your essence is the process of making more space for these qualities of compassion and presence and curiosity internally. And parts work has been the most effective modality that I've found that allows people to create more internal space to experience more of their essence. And this channel is full of information on parts work and how to use it effectively to heal your trauma. So if you are a trauma survivor or somebody that's interested in learning more about parts work, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel because there is a lot more where this came from. I'll see you in the next video. Cultivating a parts work practice is the difference between struggling to heal your trauma and actually healing your trauma. I have seen this over and over again in my own life and also in the lives of my clients. If you want to start your own parts work practice, a great place to start is my free Meet a Part of You worksheet. You can check that out using the link in the description. And there are lots more helpful videos where this came from, so make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.